Podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Welcome to this episode of the kjandapodcast.
And my name is Jay. God, you get really high right there.
But still, you are banned from intros until you apologize for breaking people's eardrums.
I apologize on the last one. What are you talking about?
Okay, but still, people are hurt. I've been getting emails, messages, texts.
Are they so hurt?
On our phone number, the 858-848-5562.
I think they're okay.
People have been messaging me like, how dare he break my eardrums?
Well, I'm not paying for any surgery, so.
Yeah, well, you don't need to pay for surgeries because they'll never find us.
Yeah, unless they find us at kjandapodcast@gmail.com, or unless they find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter /X, Threads, YouTube, or, through our link tree, or on our Patreon, or, buy me coffee.
I didn't plan that at all, but it works so well.
Right? Just fall right into the...
I almost feel like a professional.
It happens sometimes. Not all the time.
But Jay is still banned. I am so disappointed in him right now that it's like you're just looking at your child like...
I just wanted to use my metal capabilities and just...
Okay, look, if you want to hear Jay's metal capabilities,
squats.
You can come with us to karaoke, and he will blow your fucking eardrums out. It's just what he does.
Yeah, I have good times over there.
We do. We have a really great time. Usually I'll pop out some AC/DC or Tenacious D. Those are my go-tos. But anyways, this week we have decided that Letterkenny ended.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad.
It's a very bittersweet.
It's bittersweet.
It's kind of like, it's been our guilty pleasure after we finished an episode of podcasting or several episodes. We'll go to watch Letterkenny and, 12 seasons later of their seasons were basically 6 or 7 episodes.
It was only 6 or 7 episodes too, which sucks.
Yeah. So it started back in 2016 and it's now 2024 and they're done. They're done.
Yeah. But you know what? Honestly, I think I've said it before, but I'm glad they finished.
Yeah,
because they were teetering off.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff they could cover, but at the same time, it's before this they had the spinoff of Shoresy, so they're in their second season of Shoresy, and now they've concluded Letterkenny, and I think it's a good thing to go ahead and end your main storyline.
If we're going to break off into
multiple tangents.
Yeah, because I think Jared Kiso, they mentioned...
Yeah, who plays Wayne and Shoresy.
Yeah, I think they mentioned that he was... That, he agreed to a contract to, 16 different seasons of different episodes. They didn't even say it had to be one season. I think it was just, you are writing 16 different seasons of whatever the fuck comes to mind.
Yeah.
I don't know what his plan is. I mean, Shoresy is okay. It's not Letterkenny.
No, it's not Letterkenny.
It's a different kind of...
I think Shoresy as a bit character is hilarious because you never saw his face, even though once you were like, oh shit, we made the connection that it's Wayne and he's playing Shoresy. Yeah, he's the constant
fucking funny
shit jokes and talking about Jonesy and Riley's
moms. Fuck you, Jonesy. Fuck you, Jonesy.
Those were some of the best moments in Letterkenny outside of the main storyline.
Oh my god!
So for them to give Shoresy his own show is awesome, and I think with the characters they've given themselves, I think it can go almost as long as Letterkenny. I think so.
I think it could. It's definitely Shoresy is a different type of humor as opposed to Letterkenny. It's similar,
But it's a very it's a very certain demographic versus the multiple demographics they had with Letterkenny. So they're basically taking the hockey players, and that's what they're going with this show.
Yeah, like I feel like. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. I think if they were doing another spinoff, I wouldn't mind seeing the Mennonite community.
That could be funny. That could be some funny shit.
Because the way they just throw in the window, and they're not conscious that they're actually throwing.
Do you think they could do like they do an episode once a season that involves the Mennonite community?
Right.
You really think they could do an entire season? You're telling me by like the third episode, you're not gonna be like, okay. We get it. You've talked about sausage 84 times. Character. Okay,
Shorzy was literally that character. I mean, I mean, honestly, the Skids have already had their kind of run with the show.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do anything specifically with them as the main.
Unless they go to the city. Like they did in like second or third season when they were with
Gay,
yeah. They could do a whole like season of that. I
think what would have happened had they done it like that whole like the misadventures of Gay and freaking Stuart and Roll.
Yeah.
If they done the misadventures of those three in the city, I think. As a series by itself,
that could be funny as shit.
Yeah, exactly.
They
could, and they didn't bring Gay back for the last season, which
I was surprised. Honestly, they brought a lot of people back.
Yeah. It might be because the actress might have had other contractual obligations,
or it was just like fuck you, Letterkenny.
I mean, look at Rosie. Rosie had just enough, and for people who are joining us who've never seen Letterkenny, Rosie was a big part within the last few seasons of Letterkenny. And she was Wayne's girlfriend, and now before the end of the season,
she wanted to move on.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
Yeah, so they broke up,
and that's so sad
because they were such a great couple.
They were so good.
They were the best.
And Rosie is also so pretty.
She really was.
But anyway, but like. I don't know. Like Letterkenny, I know if I tried to watch it by myself, I know I would not enjoy it as much as when I watched it with you.
Right.
Because if I watched it by myself, I'd probably get 2 or 3 episodes in and been like, fuck this. Like, I'm done. It's what I did with with Flash, it was like a few episodes in. With Arrow, it was, not episodes, seasons.
Yeah.
Arrow, it was a few seasons in and I was done. But with Letterkenny, I feel like it would have been a few episodes and be like, this is fucking stupid. But because I started watching it with you and I were both like laughing our asses off and talking shit about it, and it made it so much better.
Because so when Letterkenny starts, it's literally Wayne and Derry just sitting in the driveway. The hockey players show up, Riley and Jonesy, and the next thing you know it's literally a chirping match. And it's not even a match. It's literally just Wayne and Derry shitting on Jonesy and Riley the entire time.
And they have no idea how to respond.
It was so
funny.
Fucking
and then what was it, the second season when they started? It was the alliteration.
Literally going through the alphabet. Just from A to Z.
And it sounds stupid, but you listen to it and you're like, the genius, like just the fucking.
I feel like it takes a lot of good writing to get that perfectly down.
Yeah, and like maybe again, like for me, it's a lot of I have to experience it with a friend,
right.
Where both of us can comment on it in order for me to enjoy it more, like Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
it's okay, but I enjoyed it with you. I could not watch it by myself.
Right.
Just like, I don't know if I could with Letterkenny. I haven't tried.
Okay.
Because I already love it. And so I could probably watch it by myself at this point.
I think you would probably find episodes that are your fan favorite.
Yes.
Episodes.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it from beginning to end.
No.
Unless I had someone with me who I could be the J of that, where I could be like,
introduce this
how about this shit?
Yeah.
How about this shit, motherfucker? Look at this shit. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Exactly. Just like you were with your kids.
Yes.
Introducing certain movies.
Yeah. Like when I watched the one that reminds me, Ace Ventura, when I watched it with my older boys. And it was like, and I remember afterwards being like, fuck, I was a douchebag that whole time. It wasn't a douche. It's like, I wasn't a douchebag, but, you know, I had seen Ace Ventura so many times and I was introducing it to my kids and I was like, you have to sit. You have to watch this with me.
That's right.
And it was like every time something funny I knew was coming up, I'd be like looking at them on my toes like, hey, man, just pay attention. Pay attention. Look at this. Look at this. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. And then like they'd occasionally be like, and I'm like,
be
motherfucker!
Be funnier.
Pay attention. Look at this. How are you not laughing harder? This is great. It's like trying to show your kids like Naked Gun.
Eisenhorn is Winkle.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Captain
Finkel
Winky
is a man. Oh my god.
Then everybody had to fucking clean their mouths out.
Yeah, scrub their mouth and like the penguin zinger.
Yeah. Finkel went hardcore.
Oh my god. He found Captain Winky!
So terrible.
Oh my god.
So
but like, I mean, that is ingrained in my brain. Like, honestly.
It's a childhood film. It's like, it's something we grew up on.
When I was talking to Grace Taproom about shit, I was thinking about like Mel Brooks.
Okay.
Mel Brooks is, and I was trying to think what was more important to me. And it sounds ridiculous, but, you know, random shit pops here. What was more important to me? Was it Ace Ventura or Mel Brooks movies?
Mel Brooks has had a lot of really good movies.
For me, it was like, fuck, I loved Ace Ventura, but the Mel Brooks movies, I could watch those over and over again and be...
Spaceballs.
So at Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, Robin Hood Men in Tights,
so
fucking History of the World Part 1
and Part 2, which is currently.
I mean, I haven't seen Part 2 because I don't want them to ruin it.
It's okay. Again, it's broken out into episodes. So
is it by Mel Brooks though?
Yes.
Is it okay? Okay, so maybe it has a chance.
It's okay.
But like, History of the World was also good. Mel Brooks movies, I love them. It's not like Will Ferrell movies where like occasionally they get a hit and occasionally like Anchorman. Sorry, trash.
The first Anchorman, yes. The second Anchorman was garbage.
I hated Anchorman. I got 20 minutes in and I was like, I cannot continue watching this.
I don't think it could carry itself with... I think it could carry itself without Will Ferrell as the main character. I think it could carry itself with the supporting cast.
I mean, the supporting cast was good.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Like, the supporting cast was perfect. Will Ferrell, it was
but
okay.
Still, like, Anchorman just... I could not get into it.
Elf, I thought was good.
Elf was good.
Yeah,
Elf was good. But my point was, we were talking
Talladega Nights.
That is one of my favorite movies.
It's
honestly.
hilarious.
Talladega Nights, like
him and John C. Reilly, just
like I was watching Step Brothers the other day.
Yeah, I think they're the perfect one of the perfect comedic duos.
There was a weekend where my ex left with my kids, and I had like Saturday and Sunday, and I was like, "Fuck it," and I started watching Step Brothers.
Yeah,
from beginning to end. I was just like, "This is fantastic."
Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes. The Catalina fucking wine mixer.
Apparently the best fucking gathering of rich folk ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Because it's the most helicopter sales of any fucking expo ever. How dare you? Your voice is like a combination of Fergie and Jesus. It was like lightning shot the tip of my penis.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Velociraptor.
Did we just go best friends?
Yeah.
Was it a karate garage?
Yeah, you want to go do karate in the basement? Yeah. Did you put your nuts on my drum set?
The worst part, I literally just watched a Dragon Ball animated skit about that whole scene. It was hilarious. Goku and
Between who? Yeah, I was about to say, between who?
The only two that could be about.
Why are you so sweaty? I was watching Cops. Cops doesn't start till 5!
Oh, God.
God damn it. That shit. That's so stupid. And so, but, like, that's... Will Ferrell movies are so, like, hit or miss with me.
Okay.
Some Will Ferrell movies are so fucking good. And, like Talladega Nights, I watched the first time, and I was like, this movie's terrible, I never want to see it again. And I can't remember why I watched it a second time, but I was like, the second time, I was like, this is the funniest fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. How did I miss it? And like Step Brothers was good the first time. One of Will Ferrell's serious movies, Stranger Than Fiction.
That was oddly good.
I loved it.
The story was really good.
The story was really good. I thought everything was really good about it. Like, it wasn't perfect, obviously, but it was really good. Like, it was I
think it was outside of his normal wheelhouse.
Yeah, because he was trying to be serious. Like, Adam Sandler has this movie on Netflix. Spaceman?
Yeah, that's the newest one he's put out.
Yeah, have you seen that?
I have not seen it yet.
I watched it. It's okay. It's not terrible, but essentially, like, Adam Sandler's character, there's this weird purple shit in space.
Okay.
And so people in America are like, or not in America, but in the world are like, oh, we need to send someone from space to go see it and get a sample of this purple shit in space. And so Adam Sandler is part of the Russian and it's one of those, like, we have to be the first ones to get there. And so it's like they send him by himself into space, and it's a 1 year trek. 6 months to get there, 6 months back.
Sure.
And he's trying to race because the Koreans are behind him.
Okay.
But he's having these huge issues with his wife. And while he's in space, like, he's got this, what do they call it? Like, check communicate thing. I can't remember what they call it. But essentially, it's a way for him to communicate with everyone on Earth. And so he's doing, like, interviews while he's in space. He's, like, communicating with his wife in space. But every time he communicates with his wife, he doesn't feel connected to her. And she sends him a message that essentially says, I want to divorce you. I'm sorry I'm doing it while you're in space. But the people in NASA, or the Russian equivalent of NASA, are like, we're not sending this to him right now. He has a mission to do. And so they keep it from him. And so you got a story of the people who are still on Earth trying to talk to her, being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you trying to do this to him while he's in space? Can you just wait till he gets back? Yeah. And then do it? But she's pregnant. But then he's in space, and he's like, every time I talk to her, is like, I've been trying to call her on Check Connect for like a week or two, and she's not responding. And he's getting upset. But then suddenly this giant spider appears in his space station and is like, my name, I don't have a name, but I understand you're having problems. And he can, like, delve into his brain and is basically trying to psychiatrist his way into Adam Sandler's brain and fix his problems with his wife. Until he gets to the purple. And they never distinguish exactly what the purple is. He's just like, it's the beginning of the world. It's the intro. I'm dying. So, this, and it's like, I don't know. It's like Adam Sandler trying to get out of his element, but at the same time, occasionally they try to be silly, and you're like, no. And there was nothing really that connected me to that movie. I watched it, nothing crazy. But we were supposed to be talking about Letterkenny.
Yeah. Go went off.
How do we get? It's what we do.
Yeah. Went off on a tangent. Comedy to comedy.
Comedy.
Yeah, it's all comedy.
Doors wide open.
Yeah, doors wide open.
Doors wide fucking open.
But yeah. I'm so that whole thing just like still gets me. The whole door wide open thing. I'm like, because that happened on season 2, episode 7. That's the
Irish.
It's the St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
episode.
yeah,
and yeah. So the whole St. Patrick's Day episode is them starting the day on St. Patrick's Day,
and they're like, "Hey, the Chuck's here."
Yeah, the whole intro is just like them talking about St. Patrick's Day and Wayne being a poopy pants.
Yeah,
because he's like, we're not actually celebrating St. Patrick's Day. We're celebrating what we think is St. Patrick's Day. But then they get in the truck, they go get hammered after having their
then it's them stumbling back and telling their stories.
Yeah, so I was unaware that it was a drink called an Irish hand grenade, which apparently is not kosher to them.
Yeah, I've known Irish car bombs.
Yeah, so basically, what I know is an Irish car bomb is a Guinness Stout, about half glass, a shot that is mixed of Jameson and Bailey's, so Irish cream and Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Drop it, and you slug it.
Yeah.
Just take it back. So apparently a Irish hand grenade is the 2 shots are somehow balanced in the glass.
Yeah, you put that in the middle.
Yeah, so it's a full shot of Bailey's and a full shot of Jameson. You take the Jameson out, dropping the Bailey's into the Guinness, take the shot of Jameson, and then chug the combination of
Guinness and...
Which, again, it's a cream.
You have to chug it quick because it'll curdle.
It
yes.
curdles fast.
Yeah.
So that means you can't be iffy about that shot.
No. You're going to regret waiting.
Yeah.
Because I only heard of Irish car bombs.
Yeah.
Which was just a shot of Bailey's dropped in Guinness. Chug it. And I don't like beer. And so I don't really like Guinness. But
let me make sure.
Irish car bombs, how I always knew it is you drop a shot of Bailey's in a cup of Guinness and chug it. And that's it. And I don't like beer because it fills your fucking tummy. That's why I drink Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea! I haven't forgot about you.
That's right. We're not letting it go.
I'm never letting it go.
Oh, okay. My bad. It's coffee liqueur and cream.
What is?
The Irish car bomb. There's multiple recipes, I guess.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe mine is just weak, whatever the fuck I chose to drink. But I know if you drop Bailey's Irish cream in Guinness, you drink it fast because you don't want that shit to curdle.
Yeah.
Oh!
Terrible.
Too many Twisted Teas!
It's got weird.
Oh. But I mean, I'm also not known. So shut your face hole.
Sounds like you're trying to make some kind of
I would never.
Trying to make a crack at it?
I would never, sir. I love you so much.
Yeah, see the ingredients are this.
Okay.
Which is still
That's an Irish slammer. That's not an Irish car bomb or an Irish
car bomb cocktail recipe.
Whatever. I think it's probably based on wherever the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Look, just drink shit in Guinness. Drop a shot in Guinness. Congratulations, Irish, whatever the fuck.
Or you could just drink some Guinness.
I mean, if you enjoy Guinness, you could probably drink it.
I enjoy Guinness.
Well, good for you.
I went to the actual facility and it's awesome.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. That sounds delightful.
Whatever. I'll tell you what. Drinking it from there versus here.
Oh, I'm sure it's a million times better.
Oh yeah, it's fucking fantabulous.
I'd try it if I went there.
It's got a better body.
I'd 100% try it, but I don't like hoppy flavors. I don't like the taste of beer.
I'm not an IPA.
I mean, I can stand ciders.
Yeah, our ciders are good.
That is it. Like beer, IPAs, any of that, I cannot drink it. It's just, I can't.
Terrible.
I don't want to.
Terrible.
Don't give me this. I can't.
I'm not gonna follow that.
Nope. I was trying to get you to do it too. Damn it. You don't agree with me, so I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I like beer. I like certain beers. I can't get behind every beer.
Can you get behind the puppers?
If a puppers was put in front of me, yeah. I think I could.
I drink a puppers.
I could do a Gus and Brew and a puppers.
Yeah.
If it was, if there was a manufacturer that would actually make it and put it out, and I could find it in a grocery
I
store.
drink it at least once.
Oh yeah, at least once.
At least once.
Oh,
I have Gus and Brew and puppers.
I would go to the ABC and be like, yeah, I need to get me a Gus and Brew.
Like a Gus and Brew, sir.
Go over to Publix because I know Publix is probably going to have a bigger selection, or even freaking Total Wine. Yeah. And be like, all right, I'm going to grab myself
poppers.
Yeah, some poppers.
Yeah.
You can have some international stuff and just be like, all right. And then maybe you make the trip all the way up to fucking Vancouver.
And go to Modine's?
I would go to Modine's 3.
You think that I could make a Modine's bar? And
if you
and like publicize the fuck out of it?
If you were to be able to get in contact with Jared Kiesel, and he were to be like, that sounds like an amazing idea to franchise a Modine's, and you franchise the Modine's bar down here.
And I could find a lady to be the intro and be like, hey, what you doing there, buddy?
You'd have to find a good galer.
A galer?
You have to find a good galer. And then, and at least a Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie McMurray.
But outside of that, I think...
the Halloween episode with Bonnie McMurray...
Oh, her just
where she like comes out in the different episodes. He's like, oh hey buddy, you going out there to the T-ball charity event with the blah blah blah? Yeah, you know it. What episode was that?
It was
with her. Where she popped out and it was
really one of the later seasons.
Yeah, because he was like different hot outfits. It was like any excuse to show Bonnie McMurray in a hot outfit. Because honestly, like the last 2 seasons, Bonnie McMurray kind of...
So
she grew up.
Probably, let me see, what? It ended on season... Well, it says 12. It says 12 seasons. I would say
like starting at 10?
Somewhere around 10, either 9 or 10 was the episode that she was in that was Halloween related.
I don't think it was 10. Because I feel like it was an earlier season. Because the later 2 or 3 seasons, looking at her, you were like, oh, honey, you reached that point where you're like, you got harder? Like, you weren't like a soft, attractive. You were like...
Oh, yeah. Like she grew up.
She grew up. And I mean, look, don't let me say that you're unattractive or attractive because I have no room to talk. I am a chunky boy. And, dad bod all day. Bonnie McMurray is hot as fuck regardless. But she seemed more aged. And I don't know. It was like something about her face turned where it was like, I'm not so hot. But it's like there's a point when it becomes like I'm just naturally attractive and I'm trying too fucking hard. Maybe I'm picky. I'm not being a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick. Sorry, Bonnie.
I think the only other thing you would need for Modine's would be Glenn. Yeah. It'd be hilarious though.
Hey!
The triumvirate.
Fucking Glenn and Gaylor, Glenn, and Bonnie. Fuck.
I honestly think that triumvirate.
That's all you would need.
Yeah, that chemistry would be what you would need for Modine's.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bonnie McMurray.
Daryl tried so hard.
He did. Poor Daryl ended up with nobody. But it was like they ended it the way they started. Wayne was by himself. Derry was by himself. Squirrely Dan was by himself.
Was Squirrely Dan really by himself? He said he could not live the Mennonite life. That's all he said.
But you think that he was done? I mean, but at that point, you'd assume he was done with.
No, I think he just could not live their lifestyle.
Okay, but how are you going to continue a relationship with what's her name? They weren't boning.
No.
What is her name?
Lavina,
yeah, Lavina Dick. I was waiting for it because I knew I would start laughing once we got the name. Lavina Dick. Yeah. Lavina Dick, she's a Mennonite, and so they weren't continuing the lifestyle. Like, he wouldn't marry her if he couldn't live that lifestyle. He could not marry her because she already went through Rumspringa.
Yeah, she's
at that age.
That was already done.
Rumspringa was already done, so that means that she
chose the Mennonite community over the English.
Yeah. So there's no way that she's gonna
change her life to jump. To English
for Squirrely Dan. So Squirrely Dan, like, unless he went with his teacher who was teaching him women's
Dr. Tricia.
Yeah. Let me tell you, when the one time they showed her, you're like, how dare you, Letterkenny?
I mean, she
had
God no boundaries.
No boundaries and all. Fucking, like, how dare you?
Like, let me just change my clothes from my office clothes to my.
And you had on, like, the hottest fucking. How dare you?
I'm surprised they didn't play Hot for Teacher in that episode.
No, there was so much room for it.
I mean, I know it would be too on the nose, but at the same time,
stop it. Professor Tricia, when they show her, and you were like, no wonder Squirrely Dan is always talking about Professor Tricia.
Constantly going to that class.
Yeah.
Women's studies. Sure.
I would go to women's studies too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Professor Tricia.
Here's to you.
Here's to you, ma'am. Keep it up. Also brought to you by Twisted Tea.
Yeah, you may
gotta bring it up at least.
You may not be able to see it, but we are drinking it. As soon as you see actual episodes of us videoing,
we'll be doing it soon.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
It'll happen.
But anyways, yeah. I mean, there's so much. What other shit stood out for you in Letterkenny? Like, obviously the Shoresy little bits.
Yeah, the Shoresy moments constantly are hilarious. When they introduced Daxie and Ronzi, the
gay couple.
Yes,
They
were great in the gym.
Yes,
their chirping.
Their chirping was on par with Jonesy and Riley, and it was funny because they would hang out, but they very obviously were like, "Oh yeah, like, I'm straight, you're gay," but they were friends, and they would just chirp on everyone.
And see, that's another great point. I was like, this is a great way to introduce two gay characters who are hockey players, but at the same time gay and having a great relationship, and also expanding upon their relationship with just being like, we do exactly what you do, but in our own way.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, it felt nice to have them in there because it's like, I mean, Jonesy and Riley are being the typical dudes.
Yeah, I mean,
chirping in every girl,
just chasing ass all the time.
Yeah. And then it was the other two who were chasing dudes, and then
eventually they get married.
Yeah, they get married, and it was nice. It wasn't nice that people were chasing tail, but the fact that Jonesy and Riley and them could be themselves. Just friends.
Yeah,
they're just friends.
Exactly.
Who all do the same shit. That was great.
The best thing was the only people that had any problem with it were the D-Gens.
Yes.
Nobody else had a problem with.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, it's them.
Yeah, nobody had a problem with them except for the D-Gens.
I think they were the only people who were added into the last few seasons that felt appropriate. As opposed to like even the Degens in the last season, it felt like they were just like stretching. Kind of.
I mean, they
Degens were always there.
Yeah, Degens would always be there.
But the specific Degens didn't feel right. Even though
I mean they brought back major Degens from like earlier seasons.
Yeah.
To be a part of the main conglomeration.
It had to be a sick ostrich.
Except for them. The Ginger and Boots.
Yeah, Boots and the Ginger.
A part of the last season.
No, they were not. Even though they were like from 1 to 11. I think they brought up Boots and Ginger at least once a season.
Yeah, at least once a season. And the ostrich, they solved the ostrich issue within like the first 3 seasons.
But they still kept talking about it.
Yeah, they kept talking
because they were like, Boots and Ginger is enough to keep anyone away.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you did not see them in the last season. Honestly, if they had been in the last season, it would have been interesting just for that final fight. Just for the final fight. Because not even Joint Boy was a part of the last season.
Joint Boy, yeah. Well, like, what was Joint Boy doing?
I have no idea what happened.
Maybe he was trying to be.
Tyson was still there.
Yeah, Tyson was still there, and
they were introduced almost
simultaneously. Yeah.
No, because Joint Boy had his fight with Wayne in the first season, like mid-season.
Yeah, it was like him and Tyson. They all had their separate.
No,
fights.
Tyson popped up at like the very end of season 1, and he was like, "Who's the toughest guy in Letterkenny?" And that was like the very first time a sucker punch was thrown into it.
Yeah, because Tyson sucker punched Wayne, and then Wayne got up and beat his ass.
Yeah,
and
so it was a sucker for a sucker.
Yeah, and then Tyson was like, "Okay, we're friends." And then there was the episode where they all went and
King of Suckers.
Yeah, and got the fingers of the bums.
Oh yeah.
And there was that episode where they were all talking about the prostate check. Yeah.
4 more years.
4 more years. 4 more years.
No, thank you.
Don't worry, buddy. You got time. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that shit either.
Nope. I don't know how to schedule that.
You don't have to worry about it. Just when it comes, your doctor will suggest it, and you'll be like, "Yeah,
right." Literally, the first time I met my new doctor, she was like, "Oh yeah, you got 4 more years."
And you're like, "Ha what?"
Yeah, because I remember the last time it was talked about. It was like, "Oh yeah, it's like super early 40s, not mid 40s. You get like right when you turn 40-ish."
Really?
Yeah. Luckily, they changed it, so now it's like mid 40s. So I was like, "Oh yay!
All right, I can't wait to get a finger in my butt."
Yeah. 40. In the meantime.
Yeah. Let's not worry about fingers of the butt right now. Is there anything else? I mean, of course, you got Katie.
Yeah.
Katie has always been the only lesbian.
Free spirit.
Yeah, free spirit. The only time she experienced her bisexual tendencies was with Mrs. McMurray
on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, on St. Patrick's Day. And then the rest of the time it was always rando dudes.
Primarily
Jonesy and Riley.
She never slept with Stewart.
Yeah, and what was funny is afterwards she was like, "He's got a huge dick."
Those 2 models.
Yeah.
Those 2 models.
Yeah, and she's like, "Damn it. Never had a piece."
Yeah.
But then they ended Letterkenny how they started it, where Wayne was alone. Katie was with Jonesy and Riley.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh, she invited them in for eggs and bacon like she did in the first episode.
Yeah.
And then it was everybody else was alone too.
Yeah, not in a relationship or anything.
Not in a relationship. They were just existing, and it's like, I mean, I get it. I thought it was a good way to end it.
Yeah.
I knew they would try and bring everybody back for the last season that they could.
Yeah.
It still makes me sad that they decided to take Wayne's girl away from him because she wanted to save boxers or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, she wanted to save dogs. I mean, she was always. I mean, that's how she was introduced.
That's how she. Yeah, she was always about that.
About dog rescue.
Yeah. But I mean, she was like, they just work so well.
Yeah, I think Rosie was one of the greatest things that happened for Wayne in the show, and I really, really wish they would have stayed together for the entirety.
Yeah, I expect. In fact, I was telling you, I think the last episode they always do a special like holiday celebration.
Yeah,
I was expecting their wedding.
That would have been really good.
That would have been fantastic.
I mean, I think that would have been like the full circle of what Wayne's story really should have been. I mean,
yeah,
literally his whole story starts with him having been
cheated on.
Yeah, been cheated on. And I'm like, for him to find fulfillment in a relationship, that's exactly where he.
That would have been even better.
But it's bittersweet. Like I said, it ends bittersweet. He loses Rosie, but there's another door that possibly.
But at the same time, who's to say her ass is always talking about Mexico? You tell me she ain't going to Mexico at the end of Letterkenny?
It's still something. It's better than being completely and totally.
Fuck that. She ain't as cute as Rosie.
I mean, obviously.
At all. I mean, fuck you.
Because we literally had Rosie for seasons versus
last season.
Mary Fred.
Yeah.
Mary Fred was like
Mary Fred was okay too until
the fucking French.
Yeah.
Sorry, Quebec.
Quebec.
Anyway, as much as we like Canada, thanks to this show,
Quebec.
You know, we can't condone the French Canadians being like willy nilly with what they do.
And blue flannel.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna say, Letterkenny is a show where I don't think, for me personally, I'm the person who, like Arrow and Flash and a certain series, if I watch in a season or two and I am feeling it dropping off, I will have no problem continuing to watch it. Arrow, I watched like season 2 or 3 and I was like, this is veering off, I'm done. Flash, I watched up till 2 or 3 and I was like, I'm done. Letterkenny is one of those shows where, in my opinion, because I'm also a weirdo, you have to watch with a friend.
Yeah.
Because I would not, if you had told me, hey Kevin, watch this show, I would have watched an episode or two and been like, this is stupid, and not watched it. But watching it with you, hammered or otherwise, I'm like, this is fantastic. Because you and I talking shit.
Oh yeah.
Being together, discussing whatever's happening during the show. We're watching straight through.
Yeah, we
maybe.
We
were sniping.
Yeah, we binged that shit.
We did. We binged the fuck out of it because I was crashing on the couch, and so it was you and I shooting the shit about Letterkenny after every recording.
So
we would sit and watch like an hour or two worth of Letterkenny before I passed out on the couch. But I think Letterkenny is a great show if you watch with somebody else who will appreciate your humor, who will make fun of shit with you while you're looking at it. Like, you can look at it while you're on your phone. Because you don't have to fully concentrate on it. But
no, really what you want to pay attention to is what they're saying.
Yeah.
At any time. Like I said, Shorzy has some of the best fucking quips and insults that you will ever hear anywhere. Same thing can be said about any one of the main 3 characters like Squirrely Dan, Daryl, or Wayne. They fucking just throw out insults so fucking well and without any kind of hesitation. It's so amazing to see how fast they react.
Yes.
And I mean, it's either really good cutting or these guys are just great with delivery, period.
Yeah, 100%. But I would suggest Letterkenny. I'm going to rate it.
All right.
I'm going to rate
that shit from start to end.
From start to end, beginning to end, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
And I'm only going to give it that because I know that it is not everyone's cup of tea. I know that not every episode is something I can watch by myself.
Right.
And because there are some episodes where I'm like, okay, we get it. You're being funny. Oh, look, it's the Skids being silly. Whatever the fuck. But there are some episodes I can watch by myself and be like, keep it going. This is good.
Okay.
Every episode I can watch with you and be happy about it.
Okay.
But 8.5 out of 10. Letterkenny, the whole season. Overall, I enjoy it. I would love someone else to listen to it and suggest it. It's great. Please watch it. Pay attention to that alliteration at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
That is the best part of every season. Is that alliteration between Wayne and Derry at the beginning. Them two just spitting it back and forth.
So
fucking
good.
Fantastic. So good.
I think you want to give it an 8.5. I have to give it a 9 because one, the character development of all the characters is amazing.
Yes.
All 11 seasons.
Even though they went back to the beginning.
Yeah, even though they kind of fell back on certain things, they really wanted to bring some of the aspects that they started with back to the last season. And I mean, some shows that actually do get a final season do the same thing.
Yeah.
The episodes I think that you should look out for, or any episode that includes Shorzy as a part of the cast, which is also played by Jerry Kiso. Look for episodes where the Skids are with Gay. After Devin's departure from the show.
Devin, it was like he's at the end of season. He's only in season 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then after that he disappears, and then by season 3, Gay pops up.
They change role to be more attached to Stuart.
Yeah,
and that shit is like so funny, so fucking funny.
I would say the Mennonite episodes after they are introduced are some of the most hilarious because again they're like throwing so much innuendo out there, and because their characters are supposed to be very pious and very religious, it's very.
It's funny when at first they don't bring it up, but then the next season the Mennonites come again and they're like, but everything they talk about is very. It's suggestive. And he's like, just get over it and help your neighbor.
Exactly. And that's another great point about the whole show. It's like always giving you good points how to live your life.
Yeah.
Even though it's comedy, even though it's like, oh yeah, these.
But they're genuinely trying to be decent people. Even though it's like, I'm going to go punch this asshole because I'm the strongest guy in Letterkenny. But he wouldn't if he didn't have to.
No. For Wayne lost the title of being the toughest guy in Letterkenny as soon as he got with his last girlfriend.
Yeah.
But since then, after being cheated on, he's just kind of bided his time. And then the occasion just comes up where her ex-boyfriend, or her new boyfriend, is being a dick. And he straight beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and reclaim my title. And he literally goes against every person who has called themselves the toughest guy in Letterkenny.
Yeah, he just waits for them to come to his house. And he's like, don't get in the driveway.
Yeah, don't come up the laneway.
Don't come up the laneway.
meet you at the end of the driveway. And they do get out on his property.
And he beats the shit out of every one of them.
He will have a shot of Gus and Brew.
Yep.
He will have a small hit of his dart. Toss a dart, and they will go at it.
Unbuckle the sleeves.
Unbuckle the sleeves. Can't forget that. That is his trademark. When
Wayne
undoes his frigging cuffs,
that's it.
It's done.
Yeah, and he beats the shit out of you. He turns around, lights a dart, sits back down in his lawn chair.
And again, it's a very inclusive show. Again, they have characters who are gay. They talk about the Native community up there.
A lot of the Native community is the big deal, which I personally appreciate and value. Like, we fucked you over. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
America and Europeans, they fucked you over. My bad.
I love Tanis.
Tanis and all of them, like
Axe.
Yeah, all of them, like
freaking fun.
I'm gonna move to
keep it very much like that with Shorzy. with his team up there in Sudbury.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to give Letterkenny, Jerry Kiso.
You know what? I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna meet you. It's worth a 9.
If you have not seen Letterkenny, you can find it on Hulu right now. If you're up in Canada, guess what? It's on Crackle. So you get first dibs, you lucky sons of bitches.
Yeah, I mean, but there's not really much else to expect. No. Yeah. Jared Kiso's got like a bunch of shit signed up with Hulu and all that.
Yeah, so
for for shit that he is planning on coming out with. He hasn't said. Yeah. I'm assuming Shoresy season 3.
Yeah,
and he's talking about other random members of Letterkenny spinoffs. So I don't know, whatever. But Letterkenny, watch it with a friend.
Yeah, watch it watch it with a friend. Watch it with a group of people. However you want to do it. But make sure that you have yourself a little bit of whiskey.
Yes.
Make sure you have yourself
a Gus and Brew.
Yeah, you have your favorite beer, lager. I think it should be a lager.
Have yourself a Gus and Brew and a Puppers.
I think Puppers should probably be a lager.
Yeah.
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 Lager and whiskey, folks. Lager.
I mean, I feel like that's appropriate for what they enjoyed. But watch Letterkenny. They did an amazing job. It's fun.
Yep.
Me and Jay had a great time. Yeah, short seasons, like 6 episodes a season. It was fun. Please, just watch it. Yep. And if you watched it and enjoyed it, email us at kjandapodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you thought. Yep. We will read your email, or you can text us 858-848-5562. And you can text us or leave us a voicemail, and we will play it on air should you decide to do such things. And let us know what we did wrong or what we did right.
Yeah. What would you like to see more of?
Yeah. And Jay, where else can you find us?
Find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Instagram. Find us on TikTok. Find us on freaking Threads. Find us on YouTube. Find us at our link tree at linktr.ee/KGNA podcast.
I'm learning.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Also, hit us up on our Patreon, and if you want to donate even more money, buy me coffee.
Yeah, and Jay's allowed to do the outro, but he's not allowed to do the intro for a little bit. He's in trouble.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a good evening, a good night, and good day, depending on what time you're listening to us. But all in all, we love you, and goodbye.